We have a very unhealthy avoidance stance when it comes to death in this society, and that's putting it very mildly. How bad is it? Well, it's probably worse than you can imagine. It's probably equally difficult to imagine that talking about death has very meaningful rewards. It's soul filling on a very deep level. We are so scared of our own mortality that it affects almost every area of our lives. The decisions we make, the things we choose to do and not do. When you trace the roots of the thoughts back of why am I afraid of this and why is that and why is that, it usually comes back to a basic human fear of death. I'm Ebony. I'm a death doula, senior supporter, caregiver advocate. I was a hospice nurse and an EEG technician, and now I am a consultant and speaker teaching people how to age and die better. And I am your sunset doula. Today, I want to talk about 3 reasons we have to start talking about death. So let's talk about it. Number 1, we have to start talking about death because we have to reduce the fear around death. There is a big difference between wanting to die and not being afraid of death. We're so afraid of death in this country that we've made aging a problem instead of an important part of the human experience. We act as if talking about it will manifest it somehow. It doesn't work like that. Life and death are a package deal. They are 2 heads of the same coin. We're all gonna die. Scientists are working to try to solve us of the aging problem. But is that even something that we really want? What would that do to the meaning of life? Would it cheapen it in some ways? Isn't part of the magic of life the fragility of it? We have to reduce the fear around it because the fears are what get in the way of a deeper understanding of finding meaning. Number 2, we have to start talking about death to create ease of transition for the people that we leave behind. Studies have shown that meaningful end-of-life conversations contribute to less feelings of guilt and an easier process of grieving. Our caregivers need to know what our wishes are so that they can advocate on our behalf. We can't get to that point of them having real clear understanding if we're not having those conversations. Sunset planning is an act of love. Give yourself and your loved ones the gift of peace of mind. Number 3, we have to start talking about death to get closer to recognizing when to let go. Now, this one's a little bit harder for most people. Most people who aren't in occupations or environments where they're witnessing a lot of death, they have a much harder time with this one. There is time to hope. There are reasons to fight. And then there is this very tricky line of when fighting, continuing to fight, starts to cause harm. It's not a very clear line, so it's very easy to miss. And in most cases, we want to, right? We want to exhaust those possibilities. We want to know that, if we hadn't gone a little bit further or tried this or waited for that, we'd have more time, and not just more time, but quality time, right? But that's not always the case. And inevitably, especially when you're dealing with these chronic illnesses or these terminal illnesses, they run a course and through progression get to a point where you need to let go and get to a place of acceptance so that you and your family can have peace and so that you can say goodbye. Well, not many people know, but that's a gift that's not afforded to everybody. Not everybody gets the opportunity to say goodbye. And it can be a really beautiful time of togetherness and love and forgiveness. And I've seen the power of love do really miraculous things in those spaces. And it's an incredible gift to give the people who will still be here the opportunity to say goodbye to you and to say all of the things, to have an opportunity to have those conversations. This is a gift, y'all. It's not something that needs to be dwelled on extensively, but you do need to spend some time like trying to get through the fear so you can develop some comfort with it. It's just so backwards to think that this journey that we're all having to walk through, this door that we're all having to walk through, is just locked away. You don't want to talk about it, don't think about it. No, gonna live forever until you don't, and you haven't made a plan, and nobody knows what you want, and now you're in a hospital bed, you're not speaking for yourself, and the doctor is talking to your family members like you've never had this conversation. She's been on dialysis for 7 years. You've never had this conversation? Crazy. We got to start talking about death. I know it's a heavy topic. I know that it's hard to do, but the conversations do get easier as you have them. And then you get to a place where it's just okay. It's just a part of life. These conversations are absolutely necessary to get us better end of life experiences. If you resonated with this video, give it a like and subscribe to my Sunset Doula channel. Also, if you want exclusive content, head down to the description, to the link tree, sign up for the My Sunset Times newsletter, and join the mailing list. It's free. I hope you got something from this short intro on this topic of death. We're going to be talking a lot about it on this channel. My goal is to shine a light on death and to help people process their feelings and break through the fear so that they can have the hard conversations and we can make sunset planning a thing. As someone who spent half their life caring for people in these spaces, I can guarantee you death has so much to teach us about how to live. Until next time, peace.